Chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. We are starting the chapter 4. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structure and forms. As over a million species of animal have been described till now, the need of classification become all the more important. The classification also help in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. मैं इसमें जो भी स्पीड में पढ़ता हूँ ना, जो लाइंस वो ज़्यादा काम की और इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं होती है, इसलिए मैं उनको स्पीड में पढ़ता हूँ। और जो काम की और इम्पोर्टेंट लाइंस होती है मैं उसे हाईलाइट करके डबल रिपीट कर देता हूँ, तो आप उनको इम्पोर्टेंस दे सकते हो। So now, basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, pattern of digestive, circulatory, or reproductive system. These features are used as the basis of animal classification, and some of them are discussed here. Level of organization. To all the members of Animalia are multicellular. All the members are multicellular of animal. All of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregate, and that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cell. In coelenterate, the arrangement of cell is more complex. Here the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues, and is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, that is organ level, is exhibited by the member of platyhelminths and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organ, each specialized for a particular function. In animal like annelid, arthropod, mollusk, echinoderms, and chordate, organs have associated to form functional system, each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ system in different group of animal exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in platyhelminth has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and is hence called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types. First is open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissue are directly bathed in it, मतलब नहा रहे हैं. And second is closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, that is arteries, veins, and capillaries. Now we are going to read the symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelentrates, ctenophores, and echinoderms have this kind of body plane, which is radial. Coelentrate, ctenophore, and echinoderm. Animal like annelid, arthropod, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Animal in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals. Example, coelenterate. External ectoderm, internal endoderm, diploblastic are coelenterate. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglia, is present between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm, are called diploblastic. The example of triploblastic is from platyhelminth to the chordates. Next, coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animal possessing coelom are called coelomates. Example: annelid, mollusk, arthropod, echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom. And the animal possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Example: chelminth. Pseudocoelomate. The animal in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomate. Example: platyhelminth. Next, segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomena is known as metamerism. Next, notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates. Example: porifera to echinoderms. Classification of animals. The broad classification of Animalia based on common fundamental feature as mentioned in the preceding section is given in figure 4.4. Let's discuss it. Echinoderm meta exhibit radial or bilateral symmetry depending on the stages. So I am reading the table 4.4 in which the Animalia multicellular, in which cellular level of organization is and symmetry is asymmetry and body cavity or coelom is acoelomate. The phylum is Porifera possesses this characteristic, and the tissue organ system and the radial symmetry and the acoelomata are in the Coelenterata and Ctenophora phylum, and the platyhelminth have without body cavity, that is acoelomate, and bilaterally symmetrically and tissue level organ system, and chelminths are known as with false coelom, pseudocoelomate. Annelida, arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata with true coelom are called coelomate and possesses bilateral symmetry. The important characteristic feature of different phyla are described here. We are going to read the phylum first, Porifera. चलो तो फिर पहला phylum पढ़ते हैं, Porifera. Members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. They are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through a minute pores ostia in the body wall into a central cavity, spongocoel, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Chaunocytes or collar cells line the spongocoel and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate, that is hermaphrodite. That is, egg and sperm are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect. Having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Example: Example of porifera are Cycon, Spongia and Spongicella. Cycon is known as Saipa, Sappa कर रहा है Cycon. Spongilla is freshwater sponge and Eospongia is bath sponge. Next phylum Coelenterata, that is Cnidaria. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free living, radially symmetrical animals. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblast or cnidocyte, which contain the stinging capsule or nematocyst present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of the prey. Cnidarian exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians exhibit corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarian exhibit two basic body forms called polyp or medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like hydra, adamsia, etc., whereas the latter medulla is umbrella shaped and free living like Aurelia or jellyfish. Aurelia and jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exist in both forms exhibit alternation of the generation, that is metagenesis. Polyp produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyp sexually. Example Obelia. Example of the phylum Coelenterata, that is Cnidaria, are Physalia, Portuguese manor var, Adamsia sea anemone, Penatula sea pen, Gorgonia sea fen, and Medrina brain coral. Ctenophora. The ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnut or combo jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bear 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates, which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. By only sexual means, ये important line होगी ये बहुत. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. वाह भाई, ctenophora तो अलग ही चल रहा है. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Example are Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Next phylum is Platyhelminth. They have dorsoventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworms. They are mostly endoparasite found in animals, including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and acoelomate animal with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. A specialized cell called flame cell help in osmoregulation and excretion. Flame cell help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like Planaria possesses high regeneration capacity. Example of the platyhelminth are Tinea, that is tapeworm, and Fasciola, that is liverfuge. The next phylum Aschelminths. Phylum Aschelminths. The body of the Aschelminth is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well-developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate, that is dioecious, that is male and female are distinct. Often females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young one resembles the adult or indirect. Development may be direct or indirect. Example of aschalmids are ascaris, that is roundworm, Vucereria, that is filaria worm, and cyclostoma, that is hookworm. So let's proceed to the next phylum, Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine and freshwater, or terrestrial, free-living and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilaterally symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metameres, and hence the phylum name Annelida, that is Latin annulus, means little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possesses lateral appendages, parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. In the Annelida, closed circulatory system is present, and nephridia, that is singular nephridium, help in osmoregulation and excretion. Nephridia किसमें help करता है? Osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, singular, that is ganglion, connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Example of Annelida is Nereis, Pharythema, that is earthworm, and Herodinaria, that is blood-sucking leech. Next phylum is phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which includes insects. Over 2/3 of all named species on earth are arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented and coelomate animals. The body of arthropod is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax and abdomen. They have jointed appendages, arthros, that is joint, and poda means appendages. Respiratory organ are gills, book lungs or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organ like antenna, eyes, compound and simple, stetocyst or balancing organ are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous and mostly dioecious. Development may be direct or indirect. Examples are economically important insects are aphids, honeybee, bombyx, that is silkworm, lacifer, that is lake insect. Vectors example are anopheles, culex and Aedes mosquitoes. Gregarious pest, it is locusta, that is locust, living fossil, that is limulus king crab. Phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest phylum, animal phylum. Mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic, that is marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrically triploblastic and coelomate animals. Body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot, and a visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head rind has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula. Radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Examples are pilla, that is apple snail, pincada, pearl oyster, sepia, that is cuttlefish, and loligo, that is squid, octopus is devilfish, apalcia, that is sea hare, dentalium, that is tusk shell, and Charteliopleura, that is chiton. Understood? Phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles, and hence the name Echinodermata, that is spiny bodied, is given. All are marine. Important line है all are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderm are radially symmetrically, but larva is bilaterally symmetrically. Adult is radially symmetrically and larva is bilaterally symmetrically. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderm is the presence of water vascular system, which help in locomotion, capture, and transport of food and respiration. Water vascular system helps in locomotion, capture, and transport of food and respiration. An excretory system is absent. Absent. Sexes are separate. Reproduction is sexual. Fertilization is usually external. Development is indirect with free swimming larvae. Examples are Asterias, that is starfish, Echinus, that is sea urchin, Antedon, that is sea lily, and Cucumaria, that is sea cucumber, and Ophiora, that is brittle star. Next phylum is Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as separate phylum under non-Chordata. Hemichordata have a rudimentary structure in the collar rind called stomochord. A structure similar to notochord is known as stomochord. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar, and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. In the phylum Hemichordata, excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external and development is indirect. Example are Balanoglossus and Secoglossus. Balanoglossus and Secoglossus are example of Hemichordata. The next phylum is Chordata. Animals belonging to phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and a paired pharyngeal gill slits. These are bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Table 4.1 presents a comparison of silent features of chordates and non-chordates. I am reading the first points of the chordate, that is notochord present in the chordate and notochord is absent in non-chordate. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single in the chordates, and central nervous system is ventral, solid and double in non-chordate. In chordate, pharynx perforated by gill slits, and in non-chordates, gill slits are absent. In chordates, heart is ventral, and in non-chordate, heart is dorsal. In chordate, a post-anal tail is present. In non-chordates, post-anal tail is absent. We can learn it that heart is ventral in chordate, so central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single in chordate. And we can learn in the non-chordate heart is dorsal, so central nervous system is ventral, solid and double. Understood? Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla: Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates. Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates and are exclusively marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata it extends from head to tail line and is persistent throughout their life. Example of Urochordata, that is Ascadia, Salphadololium. Cephalochordata, Bronchiostomata, that is Amphoxyus or Lanceolate. यूरोकोर्डेटा के एग्जाम्पल है एस्काइडिया साल्फाडोलोलियम और सेफेलोकोर्डेटा का एग्जाम्पल है ब्रोंकियोस्टोमा that is Amphoxyus or Lanceolate. The member of subphylum Vertebrata possesses notochord during the embryonic period. Notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adults. Thus, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordate are not vertebrates. All vertebrate are chordate, but all chordate are not vertebrates. You can remember it by VC. Vertebrate are chordate. Beside the basic chordate characters, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers, kidney for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. The subphylum Vertebrata is further divided as follows. Vertebrata division: Agnantha, that is legs, jaws, and Ganathostomata, that is beard, jaw. Agnantha का एग्जाम्पल है क्लास Cyclostomata, which legs, jaws, and Ganathostomata bears, jaw, in superclass Pisces, that is beard, fins class Chondriothes, Osteothes comes in the Pisces, and the Tetrapoda, that is bear, limbs, comes in the class Amphibia, Reptilia as mammals. Understood? पहले जो है डिवीजन हुआ है एगेनेंथो और गैनेंथोस्टोमेटा में. एगेनेंथो में लेग्स, जो, और गैनेंथोस्टोमेटा में जो होगी. ठीक है. फिर गैनेंथोस्टोमेटा पीसेस और टेट्रापोडा में हुई है. पैसेस में फिन से, टेट्रापोडा में लिम्ब से. नेक्स्ट क्लास इज साइक्लोस्टोमेटा. All living members of this class, Cyclostomata, are ectoparasite on some fishes. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasite on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pair of gill slits for respiration. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and a circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, within a few days, they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. Examples of cyclostomata are petromyzine, that is lamprey, and myxine, that is hagfish. Class Chondriothes. They are marine animal with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum. Notochord is persistent throughout the life in Chondriothes. Gill slits are separate and without operculum, that is gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. यहाँ पे चेंज करके फॉरवर्डली हो जाएगा, बट इसका करेक्ट आंसर है बैकवर्डली डायरेक्टेड. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to the absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs, example torpedo, and some possesses poison sting, that is trigone. They are cold-blooded, that is poikilothermous animal. That is, they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In male, pelvic fin bears claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Examples of Chondriothes are Scoliodon, that is dogfish, Pristis sawfish, Carcharodon, great white shark, Trigone stingray. Class Osteothes. We are going to read. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. यहाँ पे चेंज करके एक्सोस्केलेटन कर सकते हो, बट करेक्ट है एंडोस्केलेटन. समझे? Their body is streamlined. Mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cycloid, satinoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. समझे? फर्टिलाइजेशन इज एक्सटर्नल है और वहाँ पे कॉन्ड्रियोथीस में इंटरनल था. अब ऑस्टियोथीस दे आर मोस्टली oviparous and development is direct. Example of osteothys are marine, that is Exocetus flying fish, hippocampus seahorse, freshwater labiorohu, katla, Clarius magur, and aquarium betta, that is fighting fish, Sterophyllum, that is angelfish. Class Amphibia we are going to read. As the name indicates, that is amphi means dual, bios means life. Amphibian can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist, without scales. The eyes have eyelid. A tympanum represents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tract opens into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs and through skin. The heart is three-chambered with two auricle and one ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is indirect. Examples are buffo, toad, rana, frog, hyla, tree frog, salamandra, that is salamander, ichthyophis, that is limbless amphibia. Amphibia कौन है? Ichthyophis, limbless amphibia. Next class we are going to read class Rapitella. The class name refers to the creeping or crawling mode of locomotion, that is Latin repair or reptum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animal and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin. Epidermal scales or scutes. They do not have external ear openings. Tympanum represent ear. Limb when present are two pairs. Heart is usually three-chambered but four-chambered in crocodiles. Reptiles are poikilotherms. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Heart is usually three-chambered in class Rapitilia. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example of Rapitilia are chelone turtle, testudo tortoise, chameleon tree lizard, calotes garden lizard, crocodilus crocodile, alligator, hemidactylius, that is wall lizard, poisonous snake, that is Naza cobra, bungarus, that is crate, vipera, that is viper. Next class is aves. The characteristic feature of aves birds are the presence of feathers, and most of them can fly except flightless bird, that is example is ostrich. They possess beak. The forelimb are modified into wings. The hind limbs are generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without gland except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities, that is pneumatic. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and long bones are hollow with air cavities. The digestive tract of bird has additional chamber, the crop and the gizzard. Heart is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded. Homeothermous animals. Example, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to the lung supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Examples of the class aves is Corvus crow, Colombo pigeon, Pisticula, that is parrot, Strethio, that is ostrich, Pavo is peacock, Aphtenodytes, that is penguin, Neophron, that is vulture. Class Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitats, that is polar ice caps, deserts, mountains, forests, grasslands, and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk-producing glands, that is mammary glands, by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pairs of limbs, adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. The skin of mammals is unique in processing hair. External ear or pinna are present. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exceptions and development is direct. Examples are oviparous, that is ornithorhynchus, that is platypus. ओविपेरस का एग्जाम्पल एक ही है ऑर्निथोरियनकस दैट इज प्लेटिपस और विविपेरस के एग्जाम्पल है मैक्रोपस कंगारू एम के टेरोपस फ्लाइंग फॉक्स कैमेलस कैमल मक्काका मंकी रेटस रेट कैनिस डॉग फेलिस कैट एलिफास एलिफेंट इक्वस हॉर्स डेल्फिनस कॉमन डॉल्फिन Balaenoptera that is blue whale and Panthera tigris that is tiger. Panthera leo is lion. The silent distinguishing feature of all Phylander kingdom Animalia is comprised in the given table 4.2. I am going to read the table in a allowed manner. थोड़ा स्पीडली पढ़ते हैं चलो. Okay, get ready. First phylum Porifera. Level of organization is cellular, symmetry is various, coelom is absent, segmentation is absent, digestive system is absent, circulatory system is absent, respiratory system is absent. Distinctive feature जो है body with pores and canals involves. Next phylum Coelenterata that is Cnidaria. Level of organization है tissue, symmetry है radial, coelom absent है, segmentation absent है, digestive system incomplete, circulatory system absent, respiratory system absent. Distinctive feature जो है cnidoblast present होते हैं. Next phylum is Ctenophora. Level of organization is tissue, symmetry is radial, coelom absent, segmentation absent, digestive system incomplete, circulatory system absent, respiratory system absent. Complates for locomotion is the distinctive feature of Ctenophora. Next phylum is Platyhelminths. Organ system is the level of organization. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is absent. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system incomplete. Circulatory system absent. Respiratory system absent. Distinctive feature जो है flat body suckers. Next phylum is Aschelminths. Level of organization is organ system, symmetry is bilateral and coelom is pseudocoelomate. Segmentation is absent in Aschelminths. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is absent. Respiratory system is absent. Distinctive feature is often worm shaped, elongated. Next phylum is Annelida, that is level of organization is organ system. यहाँ से सबकी organ system है. आर्थ्रोपोड की भी organ system, मोलस्क की भी organ system, एकाइनोडर्मेट की भी organ system, हेमिकॉर्डेटा की भी organ system, कॉर्डेटा की भी organ system. और सिमेट्री जो है आर्थ्रोपोडा की बाइलेटरल है, मोलस्का की बाइलेटरल है, एकाइनोडर्मेटा की रेडियल है, हेमिकॉर्डेटा की बाइलेटरल है, कॉर्डेटा की बाइलेटरल. बाकी सारे सिलोमेट एनिमल है एनिलिडा से लेके कॉर्डेटा तक. जो एस्चेलमिंथ है वो सूडोसिलोमेट है. और एनिलिडा से जो सेगमेंटेशन होता है वो एनिलिडा में होता है, आर्थ्रोपोडा में होता है और कॉर्डेटा में होता है. बाकी हेमिकॉर्डेटा, एकाइनोडर्मेटा, मोलस्का इनमें एब्सेंट होता है सेगमेंटेशन. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम होता है कंप्लीट. एस्चेलमिंथ से लेके जो कॉर्डेटा तक सब में कंप्लीट है. आर्थ्रोपोड, एनिलिडा, एकाइनोडर्मेटा, हेमिकॉर्डेटा सब में कंप्लीट है. सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम एनिलिडा से लेके जो कॉर्डेटा सब में प्रेजेंट होता है. और जो रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम है वो आर्थ्रोपोड से लेके चालू होता है जो कॉर्डेटा तक सब में प्रेजेंट है मोलस्का में. और जो रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम है वो आर्थ्रोपोड से लेके सब में प्रेजेंट है मॉलस्क में, एकाइनोडर्मेटा में, कॉर्डेटा में सब में प्रेजेंट है। जो डिस्टिंक्टिव फीचर है वो पढ़ रहे हैं। पोरीफेरा का है बॉडी विथ पोर्स एंड कैनाल्स इन्वॉल्व, सिनिडोब्लास्ट प्रेजेंट होते हैं सिलेंट्रेटा में, टीनोफोरा में होते हैं कॉम्बो प्लेट्स फॉर लोकोमोशन, एंड प्लेटीहेल्मिंथ में फ्लैट बॉडी विथ सकर्स। एस्चेल्मिंथ का डिस्टिंक्टिव फीचर है ऑफन वॉर्म शेप एलोंगेटेड। एनिलिडे का जो डिस्टिंक्टिव फीचर है बॉडी सेगमेंट लाइक रिंग्स। आर्थ्रोपोडा का एक्सोस्केलेटन ऑफ क्यूटिकाई जॉइंटेड अपेंडेजेस। और मोलस्का का जो डिस्टिंक्टिव फीचर है वो एक्सटर्नल स्केलेटन ऑफ शेल यूजली प्रेजेंट। एकाइनोडर्मेटा का है वाटर वस्कुलर सिस्टम रेडियल सिमेट्री। और हेमिकोडेटा का है वॉर्म लाइक प्रोबिस्कस कॉलर एंड ट्रंक। और कॉर्डेटा का है नोटोकॉड डॉर्सल हॉलो नर्व कॉड गिल स्लिट्स विथ लिम्स और पिन। नंबर पढ़ लेते हैं स्पीड में। Basic fundamental features such as level of organization, symmetry, cell organization, coelom segmentation, notochord, etc. have enabled us broadly to classify the animal kingdom. Beside fundamental features, there are many other distinctive characters which are specific for each phyla or class. Porifera include multicellular animals which exhibit cellular level of organization and have characteristic flagellated chaunocytes. The Coelenterata have tentacles and beard cnidoblast. They are mostly aquatic, sessile or free-floating. The ctenophores are marine animals with complex. The platyhelminth have flat body and exhibit bilateral symmetrically. The parasitic form shows distinct suckers and hooks. Aschelminths are pseudocoelomates and include parasitic as well as non-parasitic roundworms. Annelid are metamerically segmented animals with true coelom. The arthropod are most abundant group of animals characterized by the presence of jointed appendages. The mollusks have a soft body surrounded by an external calcareous shell. The body is covered with external skeleton made up of chitin. The echinoderms possess a spiny skin. Their most distinctive feature is the presence of water vascular system. The hemichordata are a small group of worm-like animals. They have a cylindrical body with proboscis, collar and trunk. Phylum Chordata include animals which possesses a notochord either throughout or during early embryonic life. Other common features observed in the chordate are the dorsal hollow nerve cord and a paired pharyngeal gill slit. Some of the vertebrates do not possess jaws, Agenantha, whereas most of them possess jaws, Cananthostomata. Agenantha is represented by the class Cyclostomata. They are most primitive chordate and are ectoparasite on fishes. Ganathostomata has two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapod. Class Chondriothes and Osteothes bear fins for locomotion and are grouped under Pisces. The Chondriothes are fishes with cartilaginous endoskeleton and are marine. Class Amphibia, Reptilia, aves and mammals have two pair of limbs and are thus grouped under Tetrapoda. The amphibians have adapted to live both on land and water. Reptiles are characterized by the presence of dry and cornified skin. Limbs are absent in snakes. Fishes, amphibians, and reptiles are poikilothermus cold-blooded. Fishes, amphibians, and reptiles are poikilothermus cold-blooded. Aves are warm-blooded animals with feathers on their bodies and forelimbs modified into wings for flying. Hind limbs are adapted for walking, swimming, perching, or clasping. The unique feature of mammals are the presence of mammary gland and hairs on the skin. They commonly exhibit viviparity. With this, the chapter is finished. इसे आप एक या दो बार सुन लोगे, ऐसे ही आपको जो चैप्टर है वो बिल्कुल माइंड में ऐसा कैसे सेट हो जाएगा. Thank you for